Hello. It's been a while. Hi, everyone. Hi, Hurtful. Hi, Potato. Hi, Toast. And of course, hi, Shawnee. I love your work with the emotes as usual. This is also a great chance to announce that we do have a new emote that I uploaded this week. And it's an eggplant. So you now have two penis stand-ins from my emotes. You have an eggplant and you have a pickle. So have fun with that. Excuse the mess. I've decided that I need to clean up a little bit because the amount of random shit on this desk is stressing me out now that I've sat down. So I'm just putting my scrap paper back into the little bag. Bye, Herpel. Yeah, I try to always be like quiet when I say the first thing, just because I also get jump scared if somebody's stream is quiet and they start talking. So I do try not to be super loud, but that doesn't always help. Oh, thanks, Toast. That one's an old one actually. That's based off of a embroidery that I did for a friend. Oh, a friend, I don't know. A friend who has completely ghosted me and I haven't heard from him in almost a year. But you know, it's fine. My desk is so messy. I need our son Leon to clean some of this up. Because there's like a bunch of dried white ink from when we discovered that white ink had crystallized. So, I don't know. I've been feeling like way overwhelmed by the mess lately, like since I've come back. And I think part of that is just that I don't feel well. And so I'm just like sitting around a lot staring at stuff and I'm like, why am I so fucking messy? And it's because I have messy brain disease, but you know. Oh, that's good, Potato. Yes, hi Con. Con is also here, in case you guys didn't know. Con is present and accounted for. Excuse me. Yeah, come up here. Lay down up here. You like that. And that works for me too. Yeah, I'll pet you first. I also haven't erased the pencil lines under these, so we're gonna do that. I wanted to do it where I had my little vacuum boy. Hi, Stars. Hi, Raiders. This is such a surprise. I never expected. I'm also realizing I didn't make the chat box the size that I usually do, so it's like shorty. I'm taller. Alright. Yeah, welcome in everybody. Good to see ya. I'm cleaning up a little bit while I ramble. I'm sure, I guess I haven't said this yet. If you can't tell by the way that I'm talking, I'm still sick. Both Potato and I picked up something in Toronto when we were hanging out. And, ouch. I have taken 2 COVID tests, and it's not COVID. But, my throat is sore and unhappy with me. I thought I was getting better, and then we kind of, like, backtracked a little bit. So I'm wondering if it's, like, that combined with allergies. But if you hear me, like, half dying, it's okay. Where did I... Oh, I moved that. Because I was cleaning. I remember. So I have tea. I have plain water. And I also have electrolytes here. So, save me, little drinkies. Drinkies, save me. But yeah, if you are hanging out with me and you don't know Stars, you should hang out with Stars too. Stars is one of my besties, and we share a Discord even. So, it's really my fault because I was like, I wore a mask into the city and then it was like really hot, so I decided to like not have my mask on while I was outside, and then I forgot to put it back on when I went inside, and that's my fault. And I only licked like 4 doorknobs, like it's fine. There's so many automatic doors in Toronto, it wasn't a lot of doorknobs, you know? But if you wanted to see some more information about the trip that I took to Canada, I did do a little scrapbooking in my journal yesterday, and I posted like some photos of that in my Discord, and then also in Tomato and Sleepy's Discord because I visited Tomato and Sleepy. Thank you. I think talking is going to be an issue because I can already feel my throat getting itchy, but I think it'll be okay. You guys will just have to listen to me cough every once in a while, I think. Oh, I see there's also something I need to do. Yeah, I will be careful. And I do have throat coat tea over here and drugs if I decide I need to take it. I'll be careful. Yep. I realize I've been gone for a bit, so you guys kind of need to, well, I need to get back on top of that stuff. But this is what I have my electrolytes in today. This is a water bottle that I got in Canada at a zoo that I went to with Cap. And it's got a lemur on it because I saw lemurs at the zoo. There was another one that was like the light purple that I like that had seahorses on it. And I was like, I could get that one because it's like my favorite color. But I decided to get the one that had stuff on it that we saw because that's one of the quote-unquote rules that Cap tells his daughter to do when they go places and get a souvenir is that you should get something that you saw while you were there. And I was like, you know what, that seems appropriate for this, actually. I also got a sunburn at the zoo. That was the only time I got sunburned the whole trip. I was so good about sunscreen. It was so heckin' hot at the zoo that both me and Cap got a little bit sunburned, even though we did like double, triple apply sunscreen. But yeah. Oh, I also have a little rock that I got on the beach with Cap that I've been carrying around in my pocket all the time. It doesn't show the color very well on camera, but it's kind of like a minty green color. And this is the one that he picked up for me off of the beach. So I've been carrying that around like a worry stone. It's like a good size to play with in your pocket. I actually had this, I don't know, Potato, if you noticed that I had my hand in my pocket like 90% of the time we were hanging out. It was because I was playing with this rock. Yeah, I did get a couple of shells when Cap and I went to the beach. Rocks and then a shell. So I got that rock. I got another one that's just green without the like black in it. And I got a little dark one with like white stripes in it that was really similar to one that I picked up when I was visiting my grandma around Christmas. And I just thought that was nice to have one from two different beaches that looked the same. Okay, I said I was going to erase these lines because the color this month is a very light color. So if I don't erase the pencil lines, they're going to be like really obvious. If it was a darker color, it wouldn't be as big a deal, but what else do I have to say? I also met Sleepy and Tomato, in addition to Cap and Potato. It was a good trip. I hadn't been out of the country before, which I think I told you guys. So that was a little nerve-wracking because I have anxiety. Yeah, lots of friendos, which is nice. It was nice. I was really happy that I got to meet up with Potato because I hadn't planned that. And so I was like, I'm just going to hang out in Toronto by myself, but Potato is nearby. And I realized that when I got stuck in Toronto when one of my flights got delayed. And so I was like, oh, hey, did you want to meet up maybe? Because, like, you're, like, right there, so I was glad that I got to meet with somebody in all of the cities I went to. And that definitely meant that I picked the right choice stopping by Toronto. Although the museum I originally wanted to visit in Toronto wasn't open, which is kind of disappointing. But I did go to another museum by myself, and that was fun. And Potato and I went to an aquarium where we both got sick. And the CN Tower, which was fun. Very touristy stuff. Excuse me. Yeah, it was really nice. And to get you out of the house, for sure. But yeah, and then I had a day like entirely to myself in Toronto the next day, which was fun. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sneezy and my throat hurts and I'll cough and it's fine. I'm fine. I'm just stuffed up. Also, so fellow ADHDers will know this. You know that thing where like you get home from a trip and you just kind of slap your suitcase somewhere, and if the stars align, you unpack the suitcase like when you get home. I did unpack my suitcase the next day, which is rare, but the suitcase is still sitting out here in the living room empty because I haven't brought it downstairs to put in storage yet. And the cat has decided that it's his bed. So he's just camped out on top of the suitcase right now. Yes, and I will say again, we have a new emote. It's an eggplant. So you guys got two delicious vegetable emotes from me that you can also use as a penis substitute. You're welcome. I do think I'm going to do a sticker that with the eggplant that says "Give me dat," like I do with the pickle sticker. That's gonna be like more obviously dirty than the pickle one, I think. Because like I do want a pickle. I love pickles. Not a euphemism. Also a euphemism, but in this case I just like dill pickles. Hi Sky, good to see you. But first, I'm going to do, I think maybe just a plain eggplant sticker for my sticker club in September. This is the August one, which is curled. This vinyl curled really bad when I left it on the table when I was gone. So this is the sticker club sticker for August. So if you wanted to join my Patreon at the sticker club tier, which is $5 a month, you could get this sticker mailed to your home at the end of August. It's my little persona based off of a meme image of a out of focus possum in front of a sunset on a beach. And I thought since I was doing traveling for July and the beginning of August, that would be a good sticker to do. And then I think for September I'll do something with the eggplant. Because I like the way the eggplant turned out. It turned out well. How's everybody else been? How's Trix? I've been gone for a while because I also took an extra week off because I was sick. Hi, lesbian. Good to see you.
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by
Hi, Miller. Good to see you.
Space.
It's been a while. How have you been? Yeah. Nice to see ya. Oh, I also need to clean my palette because we still have a bunch of purple on there. And we're working with yellow this month, so those are complementary colors, which means if I don't clean the palette, everything will be muddy as fuck. I'm ill, but otherwise very well. I just got back last week from traveling to Canada to visit some friends and my boyfriend. So that was really nice, and I'm mostly over the horrid depression from not having my boyfriend with me anymore. BP! Hello! Ooh, butter chicken. Jamie Oliver is like maybe the most awful popular chef in the world. Like, he's just gross. For a number of reasons. Like, he's ableist, he's fat phobic, his recipes suck ass. He's also misogynistic. Um, and just like so high and mighty about it. He's such a cunt. I remember his first TV show that he had, that showed in the US at least. I don't know if he had other ones in the UK before they hit the US. But I remember him like making dinner for his family, and one of the things he mentioned was something that his dad gave him as advice for dating, which is you never want to date a woman with long nails because it means she can't do any work whatsoever. And like, that's one, wrong, and two, misogynistic as fuck, and three, what the hell? That's disgusting. And ever since then, so like, there are a lot of really good reasons to hate Jamie Oliver. But I remember that one from when I was like 13, and I was like, I don't like this person. So I just love that the world continued to prove me right. Hi, Amma. Good to see you. Okay, that's a little bit cleaner. Still have like a lot of permanent violet on my palette from last month. I didn't go through it as much as I thought I would. Okay, so stuff and things. This is our color this month. It's a nice pale yellow. Hi, Bewitch. Yeah, we got some watercolor. Although this color in specific works a little bit more like gouache. It's a little bit more opaque. So we might also add a little bit of other colors to it to make it a little bit less opaque, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And then I also pulled out Poplar Yellow, which is from the same company that makes the Butter Yellow. So yeah. I do think I'm gonna let you guys pick which project we work on today. Because I have 3 set up for this color. Yeah, so we have a Borb, and it's truly a Borb. Like, he's very rotund. In the snow. This is going to be part of the Alaska Stamp series, so this is a... Am I going to remember the right name for this? A horned lark that hangs out in Alaska. I'm double checking my notes to make sure that I'm saying the right thing. Yeah, horned lark. And they have like a little bit of yellow in their face. And then I'm gonna make the white areas like a little bit more yellow too. We have a book louse. I'm assuming that's how you say a singular book lice, but I don't really know. We have a book louse on some books, reading a book, and he's got his little glasses right there. Hi Rainbow, good to see you. And then we also have a punk pale tussock caterpillar. Because they have this little like thing that looks like a mohawk to me. And so I just kind of leaned into making him look like he was punk. So he's got little Doc Martens. He has a little vest with like some safety pins and some studs and the anarchy symbol. And then it's got a little patch that is in the Slipknot font, but it says Silk Knot. You can't see the whole thing on the thing, but it says Silk Knot. And then we've got some spikes on his little taily. Oh, thank you, Lesbian. That's very sweet of you. Yeah, you gifted one to Rainbow and Stars earlier, right? I'm glad it at least tells you now, Shawnee, if your message failed to send,
Hey,
instead of you just thinking, hello. instead of you just thinking that somebody's like ignoring you, which is what it used to do. So if anybody has a strong opinion on what we should start on today, I will take suggestions. We will get all of these done at some point this month, hopefully. We are a third of the way through the month already, and my birthday is next week, which also has some collab streams next week. Because Stars is going to hang out with me on my birthday, which would be the 20th, so that's next Wednesday. And then on Friday's stream, Sleepy and I are going to be hanging out. I still need to talk to Cap about when we're doing his, like when he's hanging out on stream, because we do have a collab, but I also think that's very, very funny, lesbian. So I also should update my throne. I haven't poked that in a while, so I might do that. And I have talked to Doodle about our art collab. Ooh, I should make a command for the mural. I finished the Tipathon mural. And that is available on my Patreon. But I need to remember to make a command. Make mural command with link. Alright, that's in my notes. My birthday is the 20th, which is a Wednesday, so it's a regular stream day. And I did decide that, like, the Wednesday streams are an hour later than what I do on Fridays, so I don't really need to set an alarm for that, so I think I'll do that. Because Cap is going to be busy, next week, so I don't really get time with him, so I might as well spend time with you guys. Because he's gonna have his daughter that week, so. But yeah. So we'll be hanging out. Yeah, the passage of time kinda is a bitch. Honestly. Yes, hi Con. You're stepping like you have business. What's up? Did we have a meeting scheduled? Mr. Baby Man? Yeah, come on. You like sitting on that blanket. Get up there and sleep behind my head. Yeah, I thought so. But yeah, I don't have any like super special plans. We'll just be working on art, and Stars will just be hanging out and we'll be chatty. Maybe we'll talk about our D&D characters some more. That could be fun. And I sure am aging. So there's a lot of like early 2000s style that's coming back. So like the big baggy jeans and stuff like that. But I don't know if you guys remember those like tiny little scrunchy shirts. Hi Glib! I will be daughters. To be accomplished. Oh, I meant to add, I haven't added any of the fan art that people did for Art Fight to my thing. Yeah, the popcorn shirts, where they look like super tiny, but they stretch out really big. And they kind of look spiky when they're shrunk down. But I saw a reel yesterday on Instagram that was one of those shirts, and somebody who, don't you do that, I will spray you. That's what I thought. He was trying to scratch the couch. But I saw a reel of somebody who didn't know that they stretched out, holding it up and being like, what the hell is this? What are you doing? Because apparently it was at Victoria's Secret. And, yeah, and somebody was responding to it with one that she had left over from the early 2000s and putting it on. And I sent it to my cousin. I was like, oh god, we're old now. We're old. Like, I knew I was old, but oh my god, we're old. It's so funny to see so many of those come back. Oh yeah, thanks for the pop-in, Blib, and thank you. I'm sure I'll talk to you in another stream at some point this week. Are you behaving now? Or are you being crazy cat? Is it crazy boy hours? So yeah, it was just like, oh, right, I'm aging. Yes, Your Highness, I will give you pets. Anna's one of those cats where if you stop petting him, he'll like bap you with his paw to get you to pet him more. And then if you don't do that, he will drag your hand over with his paw. And then if that doesn't work, he'll just start running his head into your hand until you start petting him. I know, Bewitch. It's so bad. And like, I know, but also, ugh.
If you didn't fight me.
Red, you got it. Where's my stuff? Regular one, yeah, regular one. Boop. Sounds a little scrungly.
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
Okay, I think the general consensus was that I should pick what project we're working on because we like them all. And I can make that choice. I know which one I would choose before I asked you guys. But I figured if somebody wanted to see something like really badly first, I would do that. But as a person, I tend to front load work, so I do the hard part first so that the rest of it is a lot easier, which means we will be working on the burb first. Because that one's going to be more intense because it's going to be more photorealistic. And it doesn't have like actual line art. Okay. There's a little red star for BP. It's going in the bucket. Ugh. It's been like really humid here, and I feel moist. Like I'm constantly feeling moist, and I do not like it. That's a pretty good collection, I think. Okay, so we're gonna set our little buggies off to the side here. They can go in there. I still feel like this is so messy. I'm like, I feel insane. We can have a look-see. There's a fair amount of red ones in here. I don't know, percentage-wise, I don't think that it's like huge. Maybe like 5%. Because I do have a lot of other colors in here. But we're getting there. Oh, I never did put those back to the correct price. Whatever. Yeah, we've got a bunch of different sizes too. So let me put that in my notes. I also need to update the fan art. It's something else that I just thought. I knew I was forgetting stuff, but I couldn't remember what I was forgetting. I hate that thing, that ADHD brain thing where you're like, you remember enough to know that you've forgotten something, but you cannot for the life of you figure out what the fuck it is. Okay, update fan art. Which I also need to update my hydration command because Potato made me a little thing about hydrate. Update hydrate with Potato art. Hi, Thymine. What was the other thing I just said? Change the origami star prices.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Thank you. Okay. No, I did not mean NOLA. Thank you, autocorrect. I meant normal. Okay. I didn't bring out my my iPad, actually, so I will get up and go grab that so that I can have my reference image up. And it will disturb the cat because I will move and he won't like it. Yeah, it's nice, Stars. You also have two in there, so thank you for bapping me. You guys are walking through my house with me. So I can grab my iPad. I knew I was forgetting something when I was setting up, but I could not remember what it was. I did also organize all of my Procreate files today. Yeah, I know, I disturbed you. I stood up and walked around. And now I'm coming back to sit. I think Con is hoping I will go back to bed and play Stardew some more. Because when I do that, I don't have my laptop up there. And I'm stretched out so he can get cuddles. Okay. I at least want to get, like, the background set. That's not what I meant. This is what I meant. Do, 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 do. Okay. Yes, get pets. He really likes getting pet with one finger, like right in between his eyes. It's really silly. Oh, you want me to squish your head? Squish your head. No, he didn't want that. Okay. Ugh. I'm gonna clean up this area a little bit because, again, I don't know why the mess is like really bothering me right now, but it is. I say right now, since I got home. That goes in there. These are trash. I can get rid of those when I stand up. Why do I have... Oh, I know why. I was like, why do I just have like a random piece of string sitting over here? It's because I fixed Con's feather toy. Because the string on it was like really freaking short. Okay, those can actually go back to my room with me after I'm done streaming. Oh, crazy boy hours. This is trash, this is trash. Yeah, he got the zoomies. He's now attacking his feather toy. My brother has also been hanging out at this table more often, which means that stuff is like shoved to the side, which is perfectly valid. I'm in the living room at our coffee table. That's my stream setup. So, like, I am in the way. Well, I can tell you've been on this table, Con, because there is a lot of the little crystals from your litter up here. Okay. This can actually get thrown away too. Okay. That's better. Not as crazy. Apparently it was fine. Con did clearly miss me. But, Greg was sick when I left, so he was basically just like laying on the couch and dying for a solid week when I was gone, which Con was fine with because it meant he got cuddles. So Con spent most of his time like pinning Brother Bean down to the couch. Okay. I do have a reference image for this, but I've changed it pretty considerably. So we're gonna have a time figuring this out, but we can do it. I believe in us. think maybe I should just start working on the bird first. I might also lighten up some of these lines a little bit. Because, like, those ones are darker. This is a lighter area. Because I'll put a little bit of, I think, yellow down underneath. Just kind of makes the whole thing a little bit more yellow. Background is mostly going to be snow. Because they hang out in winter, which is why this guy is so puffed up. It's because it's winter outside. So let me just, like, start blocking some colors in here. Yeah, he's feeling better now, and then I came home and was sick. I'm hoping that I didn't give him what I have. Because he gets sick enough. He's had long COVID, my brother, and so it's been rough for him. We have, like, a really nice bright yellow right here. I'll just block that in a bit so I remember what colors go where. But yeah, Greg did send me something, like, I forget, I think it was when I was at Cat's, that was just the cat lounging on his desk. Because he has, like, a writing desk that he uses as a computer desk because it used to be our mom's. And so, like, normally where his keyboard would go is where the cat will, like, lounge and lay across the entire work area. So he sent me a photo of that and was like, he's not doing well without his Katie's. Hi, Doodle! Because Khan's actual owner is also named Katie, spelled the same way. So. You having fun, buddy? He just, like, tore up the stairs and down the hall. I mean, Doodle doesn't need to have nipples. Nobody needs to have nipples. You can get rid of them. Who cares? Do you think I want to use warm gray for these darker areas? Yeah, well, it's cheaper to not have nipples, right? When you get top surgery, it's cheaper if they don't have to put your nipples back on, right? So, like, that's just a wise financial decision to not have nipples. We're gonna try. And I say try because I don't know how successful I'm going to be at this, but we're gonna try to leave, like, just kind of general feather shape, like the idea of a feather shape, instead of me doing every single tiny feather texture. We'll see how well I do that. Because as is well known here, I don't have any chill. Yes, hello, baby. Do you want pets now that you've been crazy? Yeah, fair. I'm sure that, because I know someone else that I guess I'm not really friends with, but I'm aware of, and they talked about their top surgery. The surgeon offered to give them their nipples back on for free. And they were like, okay, cool. Can I get them swapped? Like, can the left nipple go on the right nipple? And they charged them, like, an extra $1,000 for swapping the nipples across. Which is so stupid. Like, what? Like, after you said you'd do it for free, and you didn't, like, warn the person that the thing they were asking for was gonna cost extra? Like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, I do have a pretty chill stream, Purple. Yeah, it was weird. I also do think that it's really funny to ask for your nipples to be swapped. Like, I don't know, that just tickles me. It's very funny. Like, you know what? Actually good for you. Mix it up. Remake yourself in your own image. God has no business here. Right? I don't know. I thought that was so funny when they said that. This is ship on Tumblr, Shawnee, who I'm talking about. I don't know if those posts are still around, but they did talk about it when I got top
For my next
surgery.
number, I'd like to return to the classics.
Yeah. I don't know. What if you got like put your nipples on your shoulder blades instead and do like moth behavior, where you have like fake eyes on the back to freak people out, but it's nipples. I'm just gonna come up with more and more cursed ideas the longer I think about this. What about the tops of your feet? Or your knees? I'm just coming up with cursed ideas, don't worry about it. That's so funny, Shawnee. Yep. You know that this is actually a movie I haven't seen. I just know the image, but you know that creature in Pan's Labyrinth that has the eyes on the inside of his hand, so he holds it up to his face. What if you did that, but with your nipples? Okay, what else is black on this guy? What about this little piece? Okay, now I think I'm done. I haven't come up with another one since I said that one, so. Oh, I did read a lot on my trip too. My flight away from Cap, or not away from Cap, from Toronto to Seattle is what I mean. I finished a book, read an entire book, and then started another book on that flight. I finished an entire Warrior Cats book. Oh my god, Shawnee, I love that. Wait, what if they were the joysticks and you did like Switch controllers? I feel like if you did that, like I'm conceptualizing Switch Joy-Con tattoos. I feel like the correct way to do that would be to get one on the front of either thigh. So if those were the joysticks, Because like the Joy-Cons come off and then you can hold them in each hand, right? So I feel like both thighs with the joysticks is the correct answer. Anyway, welcome to my stream. Aren't you guys glad I'm back? I'm not even on any cold meds right now. I'm just like this. And you chose to hang out here, so I think that's on you. Yeah, I think doing this mostly gray is the right answer, because I can build this up darker as we go. We do have like brown up here. Little bits of darker areas on the feathers here. Eraser gunk. Get off of there. Hi, Tomato. Yeah, I will agree. It is Sleepy Bitch Day, for sure. Are you also an EP bitch disease patient? I have a sticker for that, just in case anybody was wondering. It's one of my body badge stickers. Do I have one out here actually? I might. I just have like this little thing full of stickers to show you guys. Yeah, EP bitch disease patient. You could get this sticker. You know what? It is very easy to mistype Birch's bitch, which I know that Sleepy has been doing a fair amount. But that was actually a where did I put that one? It was actually a joke between me and one of my friends in college. So I would call her, instead of sexy bitch, I would call her sexy Birch because she was tall and skinny. Yeah, you can get that one by itself, or you can get it with all of my other body badges. So there's No Knee Juice Club. There's Tummy Trouble Survivor, which I think is Sleepy. Is a tummy trouble survivor. Although Sleepy also does that to their own tummy regularly, so you know. And then Nerve Pain Posse is the other one. Because Tomato is my friend, Herpal. I know this might shock you, but we're friends. Ooh, a little treat. I will have a little treat, thank you. If you have some salmiakki, maybe I'll eat some of that over here. Oh, I will say again, we have a new emote. It's an eggplant. Purple, I'm gonna ask that we don't joke about being happy that people aren't here. That feels really like mean-hearted to me, and I'd prefer not to have that in my community. Okay, I'm having salmiakki. That's my little treat. Thank you, Doodle. Thank you, Herpal. Actually, it goes pretty well because I have throat coat tea, which has natural licorice in it because it's an analgesic. So it like lightly numbs your throat, which makes you feel better. Thank you, Shani. So the salmiakki actually works with that. Brother Bean is back from the store, everybody. Okay. It is moist, Doodle. My eggplant is moist. It's got a lot of water droplets on it. Shawnee says hi to you. Craig says hi. Yeah, I wouldn't turn down a veiny eggplant. Exactly. Good combo, Shawnee. I just bit my tongue. Here, I will pull the painting out, actually, because I put it away when I was cleaning, but I know where I put it, because I just put it away. So you can see. You can see the detail a little bit better. This is our eggplant. That is also the emote now. And you can see he's wet. This is the way you should keep your eggplants. There you go. I haven't listed this one for sale yet, but I do need to do that. That's on the list of things I need to do. I haven't like listed any new art for sale in a while because it's like a lot of work and I don't want to. I also don't sell originals that much, honestly. Oh, you know what I've forgotten? actually, is that I have a sale running right now. I didn't even, like, post that anywhere. I just made the coupon when I got home and then didn't tell anybody about it. I didn't update the sale command or anything. Do I remember the coupon code off the top of my head? I sure don't. For my birthday month. Yeah, I did not update that. Yeah, that one is incorrect. That will not work for you. Give me just a second and I will update that because I should do that. Yeah, can you tell that I came home from a vacation where I got a lot of dopamine and then came home and had a dopamine crash while I was sick? Can you tell? Can you tell? I can tell. In here it should be coupones. There we go. I think it's very funny. You didn't fail, Shawnee. Hi, Sleepy. Good to see you. Okay. Oh, I lied. It's not valid yet. Why did I set it so low? We're gonna change that right now. We're gonna make it valid from today. To the end of the month. No, that isn't what I said. There we go. Okay. Okay. My birthday is the 20th, so it's next Wednesday. So I'm gonna put in the command or the coupon code right now for you guys, and then I will go update the thingy. So you get a discount of $5 on any order that's over $10, and you use that code. And that's good until the end of the month. Oh, nice. We do not have a B-Day command. I can probably set one up at some point. What am I doing? I'm gonna go here. I'll go here. I'm planning to make a graphic at some point this week. With the special stuff. I just need to talk to Cap and see if he would be willing to show up on a stream this week. Or next week, I mean. Because if I can get all of the collabs done in 1 week, I would love that. That would be a great birthday present to myself. Button. Okay, there we go. Okay, the sale command should now be updated to be correct. Oh yeah, you should crash, Doodle. Go get some rest. Thank you, Shawnee. I love that I took the exclamation point sale out of my title because I was like, that's not going, but it is going. We're making it go. He's been acting crazy. Watch out for your feet. Of course. Con is being a crazy boy, just in case anybody didn't pick that up. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, so there's this, if you don't know the meme, there's this cake that's just, hi Tens, happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to Tens because it's Tens' birthday today. Happy birthday, Tens. Yeah, go for it, Shawnee. If you just want to add after the, like, bar with all the commands after it, if you just want to add sales somewhere in there, that would be great. Thank you. And you have that ability because I trust you. Yeah, it's Tenz's birthday. What else was I saying? I don't remember. It's gone. It'll come back or it won't. um. Meme. Thank you, Rainbow. um. There's a cake that's a meme that's just like plain white frosting and in black icing in like really bad handwriting. It says "You have aged," and I send that to my brother every year on his birthday. And I send it to like people in general on their birthday. It's just "You have aged," which is the reference for that code. Yeah, it looks really good, Tens. I saw in Tomato and Sleepy's. Okay. Maybe I should actually like work on the painting. Is that what we do here? I don't think it is, honestly. I think that we mostly yap. Can I help you, Your Highness? Yeah, that's a while without any like design changes for sure. Especially since like it's based on you and you've clearly been changing since then, so. Because that is what people do. You do be a changin'. Yeah, valid. Yeah, I haven't gotten to see Mattos. I will need to check and update the saved ref sheet I have. There's someplace else I was thinking I wanted to put dark. Where was it? Got two pieces now here. They're a little darker. Yeah, repress it. Don't think about it. We don't think about math here. That's illegal, actually. Oh, okay, cool, Tomato. I know Matto mentioned it in Discord, I think, and I haven't been able to pop into Matto's streams with the earlier time that he's been doing because that's 6 a.m. for me. And I may be a somewhat early riser, but I'm not a 6 a.m. early riser. I do get up at like 8:30, which isn't early, but it's earlier than many of my friends. So I just like assumed that I had missed it and he had been talking about it on stream. Yeah, we love Birch. Oh, all good, Tens. Please be safe. Okay, what am I doing? Nobody knows. Least of all me. Okay. I do want to do some yellow on the brown areas of the orb. As like an underpainting here. Because I do want to make him like a little bit more yellow. Since that is our color this month. Is this very pale yellow color. I think starting with a layer of this and then building up with like yellow ochre is probably the bet. Oh, have they announced who won Art Fight yet, or are they still like counting? I don't know when they usually announce it because it's like my first year doing it. Speaking of Birch and characters and such. Names are hard, very true. Yeah, I'm sure it does take a while because they like, for lack of a better term, like audit the points and check everything. Like, especially for people reporting, like, if something was mislabeled or whatever. But it was so close that I'm super curious because we were basically like, the teams were basically 50-50 the entire month. You need to get some of those, like, soap crayons, Sleepy, so you can write it on the shower. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really do OCs in general. So, like, I have my possum, which is it's just me. I have a D&D character that I didn't put on Art Fight that is, again, just, I call her me to the left. Because she is. But I don't play her anymore, so. And then I added Rattholomew just because, like, I don't know, he's there and he has a name. I was like, I don't want to just have, like, one character. That feels lame. And then I made up a new one to add to, which is more like a species and less like a single OC. But I don't do OCs like Cap does OCs, for instance, where he has, like, huge backstories and, like, stuff for all of his people. I guess I am gonna have another D&D character soonish. Because I've been fleshing her out a little bit for the campaign I want to do with Grim is DMing. Because Cap wanted to play D&D again, and so I was like, bet. And I put together a group and found a DM, and I was like, BT dubs. We're gonna play D&D now. We still need to figure out scheduling for that, though. Actually, Tomato and Sleepy, I need to talk to you guys about that. Well, I mean, what's the point of being big if you have to wear clothes? Like, that just makes sense to me. I mean, what's the point of wearing clothes in general? Like, I'll just say that, but I should be allowed to be naked at all times. Like, it's literally my job. It's my professional attire is to be naked. Ooh, nice. That's fun, Amma. Okay, beat color. I think I'm gonna do something like that. Solid brush. Eye. Yeah. Like I get there's points, but also I don't wanna. Like I do wear clothes and I do enjoy sometimes putting on my little outfit, but I also think it's really stupid that I have to put on clothes to go to a job where I just take my clothes back off. Like I should just be allowed to be naked in between. Like there's no point to making me put clothes on just to take them off again. For those that don't know, I do nude modeling at the college here for art classes. That's what I'm talking about when I say I'm going to get naked for my job. That is my work attire, is just being naked. I guess technically I could even be naked to stream if I wanted to. You guys can't see me. I mean, I am in the living room where my brother lives, so like I wouldn't do that, but I could, theoretically. Okay. Maybe I want to block in some of the wood here. Me trying to actually see where the heck my lines are. That's fair. Yeah. Like, and to be clear, like I have not always been, well, I still am not always friends with my body. But I do think that doing the modeling has helped me realize that like we're all just shapes and it doesn't fucking matter. You know? We're all just shadow shapes and it's fine. That's fair, Anna. I do not. You give me an excuse for anything and I have the clothes are gone. I do not give a shit. Which has not always been the case, again, I will say. That has been a journey to get there, but like if I don't have to wear clothes, I won't. I do think part of the reason I got better about that was because, like, again, I did have and do still have occasionally like a bad time with my body, but for a while when it was like really really bad because I gained a lot of weight when I was in like my really big depression slump, so like I had dysmorphia really bad, and it's gotten better because I've worked at it. But in my head, for a very long time, I was myself about 150 pounds ago. And thinking that and then seeing yourself when you are not that is difficult. So in a way to trick my brain into realizing what we actually look like, I had what I call court-appointed naked time, where you have to spend at least a half hour a day with yourself naked. And you don't need to like be staring at yourself or anything. You just need to be like doing whatever an activity is where you are naked. So like I would play video games in bed or read in bed while I was naked for a bit. And that does actually help a lot for you to realize that it's just a body. Like, it's fine. And it definitely helped my brain kind of like get over that hump of, oh, I don't match. Yeah, see, and that's part of the reason why you do it. It's like exposure therapy, honestly. But like, if you never see yourself naked, or if you never let yourself be naked, it's very much like your brain will continue on that track of never being comfortable being naked. So like, even if you start at a shorter amount of time and then work your way up, it will help a lot. I do not need to feed Michael Office. That's not this stream. What did I do that needs feeding to Michael Office, though? Oh, exposure therapy. Got it. That's what it's called, though. I'm gonna add a little bit more yellow into this post, I think. But really, it did help. And I will say, like, this is not an overnight thing. I've been working at getting better with my body, including being naked in front of a bunch of half strangers. For, God, since 2017, I think, is when I started doing that. But yeah. But I do enjoy saying court-appointed naked time. I do think that's really funny. And calling it something a little bit silly makes it more fun, you know? Alright, good luck, Amma. I hope you stay safe. I wanted to make this... Music, could you stop, or are you just really quiet? You're just really quiet. Okay. Spotify sometimes decides that it just needs to stop doing whatever it was doing. So. Yeah, for sure. Definitely watch out for that, you know, $3,000 box, you know? Yeah, I can tell I haven't been talking as much in the past week. I did like talk a lot when I was hanging out with people when I was traveling. But then I got home and I just sat by myself. As you do. A little stretchy. Hi, Grim. We'll do a stretchy.
Show me your hands.
Oh my god, why can't you just take the freaking compliment?
Oh, maybe this sounds like too scenesy. I'm gonna put another wash over it so it's fine. Hi Grim, good to see you. Taking a sippy. Doing a body stretching. Confident for myself. I did a very good job about traveling by myself. I didn't have any panic attacks even when things were exploding. Because I got to deal with a lot of really weird travel stuff all at once. So I got to figure out a delay on my own. I got to figure out getting to hotels that the airline was paying for because of the delay on my own. And we all know how well I do with schedule changes. I also did a bunch of like Ubering and stuff by myself. I wandered in an airport that I had never been in my life before and didn't get super lost. Although the pickup area at the Toronto airport I went to was like a nightmare. Honestly, like it was impossible to tell where you're supposed to go. So I asked a lot of people, which again, if you have anxiety, feels like it's a death sentence, but I did it anyway and it was fine. So yeah, I did really good. It was also really nice to people while I was traveling, and I kind of realized that, like, even Canadians were like, wow, you're so sweet, and I'm like, oh, maybe I am, like, actually a really nice person all the time. Alright. But I had, like, multiple people stop and, like, check and make sure I was okay in a few places, or, like, stay with me until the next thing happened, who didn't know me at all, but came back to, like, check on me and make sure everything was okay, which I thought was very nice. But I won everybody over while I was traveling. Yeah, it's wild. The one at yes, the soup incident, but there was also another one, Sleepy. So when I got to Toronto, I took the wrong shuttle to get to my hotel because I got this brand has two different kinds of hotels and they have the same logo. So it's easy to get confused between the two, and it happens like all the freaking time. But so I got on the wrong shuttle to go to the hotel, and so I was like, got it, and I needed to get an Uber to get to the correct hotel, which was fine. Like, it was less than a $5 ride, like, it was very quick. But the shuttle driver saw that I was standing outside waiting for the Uber to show up. I was like, oh no, is something wrong? What's going on? And I was like, I just took the wrong shuttle because I'm tired and, you know, I've been traveling and my brain's not working right. And he, like, sat with me to make sure that I was okay and offered actually to take me in the shuttle to the other hotel. And I was like, no, I've already ordered the Uber, but that's very nice. Thank you. And so he stayed with me until the Uber showed up and, like, checked in with the Uber guy, like, to say, you better be nice to her, kind of a thing, and loaded my luggage into the trunk for me. It was very sweet. And I know it's because I tipped him really well. and people forget to tip the shuttle drivers. But it was still very sweet. And then there was another instance that Sleepy was talking about, the soup incident, where I was meeting up the first day that I went to meet with Tomato and Sleepy. We were going to meet at one of their soup places, so I got an Uber to the soup place, and the soup place was closed, and we didn't know, so I went to, like, walk in, and the door was locked, and then I read the sign, I was like, oh, they're closed for the 2 days that I'm here, that's great. And so I was just like, Tomato and Sleepy were like, oh, we're so close, like, we're really nearby, and we're almost ready, so we'll come get you, and we'll go to, like, the second soup place, the backup soup place. And so I was just standing outside because it was like a really nice day. There were other restaurants there I could have gone into, but I was like, this isn't going to take very long. It's a nice day. I've been on a plane like all day. I'm going to stand outside and get some fresh air and, you know, get a little bit of a sunburn on my face kind of a thing. But my Uber driver who dropped me off took a smoke break before he picked up another ride. And so he was sitting at a different spot in the parking lot, which I didn't see him, but he told me this. And when he saw me standing outside, he came back and was like, oh, the restaurant is closed. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Like, do you need another ride somewhere? I'll do that for you for free if you need to get someplace else. And I was like, nah, I'm waiting for my friends, and it's a nice day, so I'm just going to stand outside. But thank you very much. And he did stay in the parking lot for a significant amount of time to make sure that I was okay. And then the next time I needed a ride, because I was going to meet Sleepy at the shop that they work at, I scheduled it in advance because I usually do that. And he picked my, like, the schedule in advance, it will give drivers the option to pick up the ride, so you can see who you're picking up and where you're getting picked up from and blah, 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 blah. And the guy, when I got in the car, it was the same guy who had driven me to the soup place before. And he was like, when I saw it was you, I clicked claim so fast and I got it. I'm so glad I got you. And I was like, oh, thanks. That's so sweet. I also, again, I tip really well and I'm polite. So, like, but yeah, he was very sweet. And I got to get some lore on his background while he was driving me to the shop. It was very fun. So yeah, but people were very nice to me. Yeah, like, I even got called sweet by Canadians, like, regularly. So, like, I think I'm polite even for a Canadian, which is impressive. Yeah, for real. I was getting a good grade in everything. I was a good customer. I was a good person on the flight. The last person, so for the last 2 flights that I had to get back home, I was in, like, the first row behind first class on the aisle, which is where the attendants stand to do their little safety spiel. And they have little bags that have, like, the mask and the life jacket and stuff. And they usually set those on the floor by their feet. And I offered to hold that for both of the flights I was on, if that was more helpful to them, because I was, like, right there. And so the second flight took me up on that, and the attendant was like, oh my god, you're an angel, I did leg day yesterday. I was like, I got you, girl. So, like, I am getting a good grade in existence. Oh, that's nice, Rainbow. Yes, I love that. There was, when I went to the Royal Ontario Museum, in one of the spots, there was a person doing, like, colored pencil art of one of the statues. So I sat and, like, looked at them for a little bit. I was trying to not be creepy, but I wanted to see what they were doing. Because, again, it's like, oh, fellow artist, hello. And I complimented their color choices, because they were doing some really interesting color picks for that. I don't think you really need to borrow that many, Sleepy, honestly. Oh, nice. That's sweet. I love that, Rainbow. I did, there's like this little market near where Cap is. That's kind of like a tourist spot. So we went there. I'm actually wearing the shirt that I got there today. I made Cap pick us up matching shirts. Um, but there was an artist there, and I did make an Instagram post if you guys saw. Um, Well, I was away. I think it was like the only Instagram post I actually made. Um, but I made a post because she had a lot of really cute cards. So there's this artist like right when you walked in, and I saw a card that reminded me of Rainbow. And the reason I'm not showing you is because I bought cards for a bunch of people, and I will send them to you. So look out for little gifties, some of you. Um, But I was like, oh my god, these are delightful. I love these. And so we exchanged business cards when I was checking out, and she followed me on Instagram, and I followed her back. Yeah, you get one, Shawnee. Actually, there was one where I looked at it, and both Cap and I went, Shawnee needs that. There's also one for Sleepy specifically, and one for Rainbow. Also one for BP. Those are the ones I remember off the top of my head because I was just standing there. I was like, I'm gonna blow my entire budget for the day on this one stand, actually. But I also got a little magnet from her because she does like little custom magnets for the area that are like little touristy ones. So I got one of those from my friend who collects magnets. Very fun. Yeah, right? It's so fun. I don't know. You see your friends and everything because they're part of your life, you know? I love that. I did get something else for Rainbow too. Actually. Because Cap took me shopping in like the mall where he takes Nerdling a lot. So we were kind of wandering around and checking out the shops, and I saw something and I was like, Rainbow needs that, actually. Thanks, Tens, and I'm glad you're parked. You made it safely. So yeah, a lot of fun. I also ate at Boston Pizza, like, a lot. I ate at Boston Pizza in every single city I went to. Which, it's good food, like, and not very expensive, so... Yeah, I tried a few things and it was good. But actually, so the airport that's near Cap is like a 2-hour drive away, like a little bit less than that, but it's a little bit of a ways away. So, and my flight was in the morning, and I was like, well, we don't want to get up that early to drive. And oh no, Doodle, don't drown. Don't drown. Oh, you can do it, Tens. I believe in you. But so I got a hotel next to the airport for the night before my flight went out. So there was a Boston Pizza like right next to it, which Cap and I went to dinner while we were there. And I complimented the waiter because the waiter had really nice French tips on their nails. And so I was like, how in the hell do you keep your fingernails that nice when you're working a job like this? And the waiter was like, oh, bless you. You're so sweet. I don't think they look that good right now. And I was like, well, they look pretty good for being a waiter. Like, you have to wash your hands so often. I know how hard that is on your nails. Like, they look good. Don't worry about it. And so I was the favorite customer at that Boston Pizza. Yeah, Boston Pizza is a chain, and it's kind of like one of those... I guess they're technically called American food. Like American style food. So it's like pizza. There's some salads and like pasta and stuff like that. Yeah, food service is super hard on your hands. And so I was like very impressed because their nails looked really good. Yeah, hockey food. Um, but yeah, and then the person who was running the food, stayed and chatted with me for a little bit, so I'm guessing our waiter said that I was really nice in the back or something. Because, like, she came up and was like, "Oh, you got this thing. This is my favorite thing on the menu. I hope you like it." Oh, I'm sure, Sleepy. There was somebody across from us who was being, like, mean. And so I was being extra nice to make up for it. Because they were complaining about, like, how long their food took. And I was like, it didn't take that long. Like, have you considered that you're just impatient and an asshole? And I also, again, I always tip really well. Which, like, obviously they don't know that at the start of the meal, but you do find that out at the end. Oh, good. I'm proud of you, Tomato. Welcome back. Yeah, it was so stupid. Like, you could see the steam coming off their food. Like, they were just throwing a hissy fit. To throw a hissy fit. It was stupid. I feel like, at least in the US, a lot of people do that specifically to try and get free food. Because, especially at, like, chain restaurants, the standard procedure is to comp something off your meal if people are complaining a lot. And people have picked up on that, and it makes life worse for every single person on the wait staff. So it's like a nightmare. But yeah, everybody called me so sweet. I was so nice. God, when my flight was delayed too, I got to the airport like really early because I needed to check out of my hotel. And my flight ended up delayed by like 2.5 hours, which was great. That was super fun for me. But I camped out at a restaurant like right outside of where my gate was. And I kept telling the waiter, well, waitress, I was like, if you need me to give you the table, please just tell me. I don't want to take up a spot in your section when I've gotten like an orange juice and one plate of food. Like, and she was like, oh, no, you're great. You can stay here. And I also, like, at the beginning of the meal, especially in an airport, I will say, like, I have over 2 hours to sit here. You do not need to worry about me. Don't make me a priority. You don't need to be fast with me. It's all good. Kind of a thing, because, like, in airports, a lot of times people are like, I have exactly 20 minutes to eat. If you don't do everything for me within 20 minutes, I'm going to throw a hissy fit. So I always make sure that, like, they know that it's all good and they don't need to worry about me. Because I always have extra time because I'm just, like, that kind of anxious person. So, and she was like, oh, you're so sweet. I was like, that's what I heard the most in Canada from people that I didn't know, was you're so sweet. Excellent, Sleepy. Love that. People who get called on their behavior, like, backtrack real quick. Right, Tomato? I don't get it. People are so mean. It's like, okay, so you don't have enough time to be in a restaurant, go get a sandwich from one of the stores that takes 5 minutes to check out and eat your little sandwich, and don't make it our problem. Like, oh, that's fun, Rainbow. I used my passport card for traveling in Canada once I had gotten through, like, customs and stuff. Because it was just easier because I had it in my wallet. And I could tell that, like, nobody had seen them before because everybody took, like, a really long time staring at it. And they were like, where's the expiration date on this thing? It was pretty funny. Yes, please go get your rest, honey. It's good to see you. And I hope you have a good sleep. Yeah, it do be like that, Doodle. I hope you stay as dry as you can. At least you're going home, because then you can change out of your wet clothes instead of like getting really damp and gross when you're going to work and you have to sit in it all day. Because I definitely have had that happen before. I like the way I'm doing this on this side way more than what I did on the other side. Oh well. Yeah, that's fair. I think that's the right answer, Rainbow. Just like do that or make like a big joke about you having all received a letter from some mysterious benefactor, so you're staying in a house that's supposedly haunted. You know, I feel like those are the two ways to go. Yeah, the Clue movie, which that kind of that setup is very much based on a trope from older movies. So like House on Haunted Hill um has that same trope, which is part of where it comes from. Same with well, I guess it's based on the book. So The Haunting of Hill House. And that's a perfectly valid answer, Sleepy. Like, why do you have all this stuff? Because I like it. Get out of my face. Oh, I hate that tens. Ugh. Yeah, I was really nervous about doing a layover in an airport that I hadn't really been in before. But it ended up not really being a layover because I stayed the night because my other flight was delayed so much. But I got to stay in a very nice hotel. Well, a relatively nice hotel. It was one of the Hilton ones, but it was a pet-friendly one. So I also got to see dogs, which is a bonus. But I was there for like a grand total of 6 hours. So I basically got in, I passed out for a hot second, and then I got up and went to the airport. In the same clothes that I had slept in. It was delicious. Yeah, it was just one of those, it wasn't like the nicey nice one kind of thing, but it was a nice hotel. Um, it wasn't like the 5-star Hilton kind of situation. And it did smell like there were animals in it, which again, I find that a bonus. So, because I got to see a bunch of doggies. The person who checked me in too was like super nice, and I showed my Alaska ID because that's just what I pulled out first. Because they make you show ID for hotels in general, and so he had a long discussion with me about like the best time to come visit and that kind of stuff. I was like, okay, here's the deal. If you guys don't mind cold, you show up at the end of August, early September. That's when everything's cheapest. He's like, oh no, we definitely don't mind the cold. My wife is from Serbia. And I was like, you guys will be fine come in September. Oh, yeah, potato. This one was in your city, which is how I realized how close you were. I'm not going to say which city. I'm not going to like dox you live on stream, but so it was a little ways out there, but it was good. Oh god, yeah, Rainbow. Those are scary. The layovers scare me. Cuz like the one that got delayed for me, after the first delay, I was going to be arriving when the doors shut for my next flight. And then it got pushed back again, but after the first delay, I called in like immediately and I was like, "Okay, we need to change my flight." I was like, "Okay, what can we do here?" And I was very glad I did that so fast because like the entire plane had like fucked up connections, and so I was the first one at the help desk when I got into Toronto I was the first one to get settled and everything, and I was like, I'm so glad that I didn't have to, like, fight 35 other people for this one seat on the next flight. I don't mind the actual flying, honestly. Like, once I'm in the air and stuff, that's fine. I do not particularly like the, like, layover stuff, or just, like, being an anxious traveler in general stresses me out. Yeah, 10. So my layover that was, well, the layover that was supposed to be, and I ended up like going the next day. They just checked my luggage through, so I didn't need to worry about it. And everybody kept telling me that like it was like some great service that they had done for me, and I was like, so you mean I'm going to show up seeing my long distance boyfriend for the first time in clothes I have been wearing for about 48 hours? Great. I love that. Thank you so much. And like it's Cap, he was understanding and everything, and like it wasn't a big deal, but it was still one of those things where it's like, can something go right, please? This is stressing me the fuck out. I wanted to wear my little outfit. Oh, and I will say again, if you wanted to see some more like pictures and stuff from my travels, I have posted like the little scrapbook thing I was working on yesterday from my journal in Tomato and Sleepy's Discord and in my Discord, so you could pop in there and see it if you wanted to. Oh god, yeah, Tens, I feel you. Yeah, I love that rainbow. Although I guess I haven't told you guys the most exciting part of the journey. Derogatory. When I was boarding to fly to visit Sleeping Tomato, so it was from Anchorage to Seattle, and then I had a layover there, but everything lays over in Seattle. I know where everything is. That's not scary at all. But somebody got arrested, like detained by the airport cops in front of me. Well, I was waiting to board my flight to go to Seattle. Hi, Dissy. Thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you, and it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Motorcycle guy. I haven't heard the motorcycle that much since I've been back, but there he is. Yeah, so he was like really pissed off and like shouting at the people who were running the like little desk outside of the boarding gate because his flight had been delayed. And I guess he decided that they hadn't told him the information that he needed to know about his flight being delayed, because he was like cursing them out and screaming and being like, I just wanted some basic fucking information about what was going on with my flight. And he just would not stop. And he said some sort of threatening something, like he was going to go over the counter, kind of a statement, which is stupid. And at that point, somebody else who had been standing there, like a passenger, butted in and started yelling at him because the desk workers didn't deserve that. Which, like, correct, but also you are not de-escalating the situation right now. You're not helping. You're making it worse. And then, as those two guys kept fighting, another guy started shouting, and then a third guy stepped in and like was just standing in between everybody with his arms out like he was trying to start a fight or stop a fight, I mean. And eventually the person at the desk was just like, okay, I'm gonna have to call security, because like the person had threatened them. And so he was like, oh, he was one of those people who's just like, oh yeah, call security, just fucking call security, kind of a thing. And so he got not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 armed guards to show up to escort this guy off of the premises. And he kept arguing with the armed cops, and so he got detained. I got to watch him get handcuffed and let off. Hi, Al. Yeah, he's a big borb. It's during winter, so he's cold. But yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen the armed guards in the Anchorage airport actually fucking do something. Yes, thank you, Shani. That's something else that I needed to say. Yeah, the art collab that Doodle and I are doing, I'm going to take a bunch of prompt words and we're going to pick a few out, and then you guys are going to vote on which ones we're doing. Yeah, it was wild. Like, and I will say, like, I think that the armed guards were massively overreacting, because I don't think he needed to be handcuffed or anything. But one of the armed guards, as he was handcuffing him, like when he pulled out the handcuffs, he was like, "Don't resist, stop resisting," before he like even touched the guy. And I was like, if you're a cop and you're doing that, like if you're saying those words like right off the bat, that's bad. You shouldn't do that. Hi. I like watched to make sure stuff was okay, because like as much as I disagree with what that guy was doing, like I also don't trust cops, especially if they say shit like that. So yes, thank you, Shani. But yeah, so that was really exciting. It wasn't like scary. It was just like I was more amused than anything because I'd never seen anybody act like that in the airport. Yeah, I know. I know. And like I feel like if you are the kind of person who gets a job wandering the airport with a gun, like you're the kind of person who's gonna act like that, you know? But I did make sure that like as long as they were in the public eye, they didn't like hurt that guy. It's like, again, even if I disagree with what he was doing, that doesn't mean he needs to get killed by a cop, you know? Yeah, in the US. Although there were armed guards in some of the Canada airports too, that I noticed. Because I keep an eye on things, you know. But going through customs was like super easy, and that was the part that I was like most nervous about. Because like going through TSA, like airport security, is already mildly stressful because I'm one of those people who's like, okay, but what if I have a gun up my ass and I never knew about it, and they find it right now? Because I don't know if you guys noticed, but I have anxiety. So, like, customs is that, but, like, to the nth degree kind of a situation. But it was fine. Like, Tomato very kindly gave me, like, instructions about what would happen in the airport I was landing in, because Tomato goes through that airport, too. And then, like, wrote out very detailed instructions, which was really helpful. And then at the end of it was like, although you're white, you probably aren't going to have a problem. And I was like, yeah, that's fair, but I feel better knowing, like, the situation. We've talked about this, Al, and you'll yell at me. I don't think I have an ass, and you disagree with me. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so going into Canada, neither of the people like looked at me for more than a second. Um, and then coming into the US, the guy did not look at me even once. Like, he did not look up from the computer. And I was just like, all right. Yeah, exactly, Shawnee. Or like, I also, this is so stupid, but this is the thing that I do. I make sure that I don't, even though it's legal here, I do not do anything weed involved for like a week before I leave, just in case like the weed sniffing dogs smell it on me, which is stupid. Like, that's stupid. I'm aware that it's stupid. Good luck, Doodle. Safe travels. Hello, Mr. Baby Man. Did Greg stop petting you? No, you're mad, so you're coming out here to tell on him. Yeah, fair, Al. I just don't think I have that much ass. I have been told multiple times by different partners and people who were not partners that I do have a nice ass, and I believe that you believe it, I just disagree. Yeah, you're a fluffy little kitty cat. Did you know that? You are. And if you want pets, you have to stay within arm's reach. Right, Shawnee? Like, I feel that too. Because, like, even though it's legal, some jobs will still expect you to do a drug test, which is so fucking stupid. I did not particularly stare at Sleepy's ass, but I believe your opinion, Tomato. I trust your opinion on this matter. Yep, exactly. I still remember one partner was like, "You have the nicest ass that I've ever had the privilege to touch," which is just like a weird sentence. And it does sound like something somebody I would date would say, right? But like he meant it as like a big compliment, but I was literally the second person he'd slept with. Like that's not it's not a great compliment. It just sounds like you're trying to diss your ex, but yeah. To be fair, that relationship missed the mark more often than it hit the mark. That, like, for the most part, I don't say that I have regrets in my life because all of the things that have happened to me have led me to the person that I am, and I like the person that I am. But that is one thing I would do is not date that person if I went back in time. Yes, it was only the second one he'd touched, Al. We had a long discussion about it because he could not shut up for the life of him. Yeah, it sure was an attempt. But yeah, that was a mistake, and I realized it was a mistake very soon after we started dating, and I stuck with it, even though I knew that. It was a mess, but you know, you live and you learn, and sometimes you learn the hard way. That's pretty funny, Al. Well, I mean, technically, you're only romantically attracted to Filipinas, huh? Well, I mean, one in specific, but you could also make that argument. But I will say that you are attractive and I'm not Filipina, so you don't need to tell Anne that I said that. Yeah, yeah. And sometimes I do learn from other people's mistakes, but that was not one of the instances where I did. I was a fucking mess, especially after the breakup. Don't worry about it. But yeah, bad idea. Bad idea, past Katie, but you know. Yeah. Um, I have thought about this at length because it's one of those things you do when you have depression, I think. Is think about what you would change. Um, so not dating that person is definitely one. There's another person that I've slept with that I wouldn't sleep with. Um, not that I think that it was a great mistake, but I don't think I went into it in a way that was cruel to the other person, and I still feel bad about it. And I think it probably would have been better for them if I didn't do that. But also, like, the big one for me is actually brushing and flossing my teeth. Always. Like, that's the one big change, so that I don't have to pay like $20,000 to get my teeth back to something normal. Yeah, honestly, everybody should go back in time and start brushing and flossing properly. And if you haven't done that before, do it now. Please, for the love of God. Dentistry is so expensive, and those things are attached to your head where your brain lives. It can fuck you up really bad. Please. Please learn. Learn from my mistake. My $20,000 mistake. Yeah, not good. Because I've mentioned this before, but during my really bad depression slump, I did not brush or floss my teeth for over a year. And that's bad. Like, I was never great at dental care because, again, undiagnosed ADHD. But like, that was really bad, and you shouldn't do that. So. Oh, yeah, that's a good one too, Al. I think also, like, staying more on top of my physical health would have been a thing. And maybe pushing for a hysterectomy sooner so that I didn't end up in that horrible depression slump as bad. Because that was partially caused by the birth control I was on. Which I didn't realize at the time, and I realized after it stopped, like, being effective, so that my brain vaguely went back to normal. But yeah, you know. Mostly it's just taking better care of myself is what I would change. Which, the next best time to start taking care of yourself is right now. Do it. Do it. Take better care of yourself. You matter. You're worth it. Even if you don't think you'll be here to deal with it, because sometimes you do end up here to deal with it, and then you have to clean up after yourself, and it fucking sucks. I love how I just, like, completely hyper-focused on this little fence. I was just like, ignore the rest of the painting. We're working on fence today. Yep. We all just gotta do what we can, honestly. But again, one of my big pieces of advice, just in general, doesn't matter what for, is that half-assing something is always better than no-assing something. So, like, even if you don't feel fully up to brushing and flossing your teeth, do some, because some is better than none. This also goes for talking to people, and chores, and homework. Hi, Con. Are you unhappy with me being out here? You want me to go lay back down? I kind of also want to go lay back down, but I need to finish some of this. Okay? And then we can go hang out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel that. I only know some of the Shawnee lore, but you've been through way more than anybody should go through, Shawnee. Oh, you can see his tail. That's Khan. He's here. um, yeah, exactly, Tomato. Doing a little bit is always better than doing none. That's just how it is. Yep, good tens. I got my first crown this year. And I will need more in the future, and they're all in my front teeth, which means that I'm gonna end up with dentures when I'm old, and it's gonna be awful, and I'm gonna hate it, but, you know, that's just the way. He's just wandering around. He is unhappy. I'm wondering if Greg maybe didn't feed him this morning, because we talked about that. Maybe I will ask. Yeah, but you got 2 done, Rainbow. That's a good amount of work, especially when you weren't feeling well. So give yourself a little pat on the back for getting 2 things done, even though you don't feel good. And then go take a rest, because you don't feel good, so you need rest. Yeah, I'm hoping, Al, but I think with my front teeth, that's not gonna work. Because I also, like, as a stopgap method, until I can afford to get more crowns, they did filling on my front teeth, which means the majority of my actual tooth has been ground away. So. Yeah, exactly. It's not like you're a slacker, Rainbow. Ever. Yeah, executives sure do not be functioning. For real. I definitely had, like, I've had, like, a less productive past couple of months since my surgery, which is to be expected. I'm not nitpicking at myself here. I'm just stating a fact where I got a lot less stuff done than I would normally get done because, like, obviously I had some time to heal, right, which was actual off time. But then I had such a problem getting back into my routine because I was just going to be leaving for Canada, right? So, like, it didn't matter if I got back into my routine while I was here because I was just going to have my routine fucked up when I traveled. So I had, like, a really rough time, and I'm trying to get back into it now that I'm home and gonna be home for a while. And I'm just still, like, having issues, man. Yeah, I need to do laundry too, actually. What? You touched my foot with your foot. You don't get to get mad at me if you're the one touching. Ooh, yeah, I did request that one from my library, Rainbow, so I'll read it with you whenever that gets handled.
If you didn't fight me.
Handed to me. I can word. Yeah, I usually do Sunday for laundry, but I woke up yesterday and I was like, I do not want to do that, so I didn't. But I should be able to do it, like, tonight or tomorrow, and that'll be fine. Bless you! Did you just fake sneeze so that I would pet you? Why are you being crazy? He can sometimes hear stuff from my headphones. but not always. There are some sounds that he really doesn't like. So like the alarm sound on Sleepy's channel for the ads, he can hear that through my headphones and doesn't like it. I still need to, I haven't upped that sound actually. I'm gonna add that to my list. I wrote it down. It's on my little listy. I do think I'm gonna end because my throat hurts and I am at a good stopping spot with the painting right now. And that looks really shit on the camera compared to in person. That's weird. Okay, let me, I'm trying to decide if I want to rate somebody or not. And I might just not. Because I don't want to. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. Unless there's somebody that I'm like really obsessed with streaming, which I don't think there really is. Like Goose is there. You could go hang out with Goose. Goose is a great choice. They're playing Mystria today because it's Monday Mystria. But I think I'm just gonna call it and go and have more tea. And I will see you guys on Wednesday, okay? So let me switch over to the other screen actually. Because we're at a good stopping spot with the painting. We'll get back to that on Wednesday and it'll be good. And I will go and chill before my boyfriend gets home from work. Because he's closing today. Yeah, I will go take care of myself, and yeah, it is Sleepy Bitch Monday, or Sleepy Birch Monday, depending on what kind of mood you're in, you know? So I will see you guys on Wednesday. It's gonna be a morning stream for me, but for the rest of you, it's probably gonna be in the afternoon. Yeah, thank you. We'll work on that more next time. I do need to mess with the shading on the fence a little bit more, I think, but or Sleepy Butch Monday. Yeah, sure. I am wearing my jean shorts today, and that's about as butch as I get. So, let me put the lid back on this before I knock it over. We do love a butch. For sure, Z's. Do you have anything else to say? I don't know that I do. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Remember that you're loved because I love you. And if you can't take care of or be kind to yourself or yourself, please do so for me. Because I think that you're awesome and deserve nice things, including from yourself, even on the days when it's really hard. So let's work on being kinder to ourselves and each other, and then we can meet up back here on Wednesday for a little top up and to say our victories and get little cheers for everybody, okay? Reminders that I do have a sale going on right now. There is also a thread in my Discord for prompt words for the collab with Doodle and I. So if you have an idea for a prompt word, please throw it in there. And then there will be a poll for that coming soon. My birthday is next week. Next Wednesday, and I'm going to have 2 different collabs that week. So we're going to have Stars on Wednesday hanging out with us, and then we're going to have Sleepy on Friday. And I still need to plan my collab with Cap. That'll happen at some point. We've both just been like, ugh, lately. So I haven't brought it up yet. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time, okay? Okay, bye.